Good afternoon to everyone. Good morning to those in the US, or good evening to those in Southeast Asia. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Fernando Zornig. I'm overseeing our FinTech activities across EMEA when it comes to plug-and-play FinTech. I'm also responsible for the Raiffeisen Bank International relationship and many other corporate partners and clients that of Plug and Play. Welcome to the Race to the Future, so innovation in automotive leasing.
For many other industries, the pandemic has posed a strain in growth rates in the auto leasing industry. However, the tech development in the space throughout 2020 has everything but slowed down. It has grown, and so has the venture capital funding. The question we're answering today is what will be the main drivers of growth in the auto leasing market from an innovation perspective.
We're definitely seeing a growing shift away from an optimization of unit sales in the auto industry towards service-driven models, whether that be leasing or subscriptions, because inherently it offers just greater convenience and much less friction in the buying experience or shopping experience for the customer. Like, for example, going all the way through to fulfilling by delivering to the customer's home.
From our point of view, there's probably two areas that I see evolving the most rapidly, and one is the electric vehicle space and how many players are popping up and the unique models that are coming from even the electricity providers getting into vehicle leasing and partnering with different vehicle providers and trying to offer that similar kind of end-to-end experience, managing the energy as well as the vehicle distribution. And then the other area that's really evolving rapidly for us, as everybody's touched on it as well, is this kind of idea of more inclusive subscription models. And you've got everybody from really well-established traditional leasing firms trying to innovate and find ways to get more into that space, as well as new startups. And it's interesting to see because the new startups are almost having a better access or entry into the market than some of the existing players because their speed is so much greater and they're so much more digital. So the customer experience is also vastly improved over some of the more traditional players.
The mobility is way too big to conquer it yourself. So in the end, let's rather partner up and find your niche and provide the best part in the value chain that you can do. And I think that's the ultimate goal, in my opinion.
I totally believe that is from the supply side extremely necessary that OEMs, importers and dealers urgently address this new opportunity to their organizations to avoid insolvencies like hell. And from the demand side, I believe when 20 to 40% following the study's prediction, this is a very fine thing.
I think there are three main developments or trends that are leading to more and more customer subscriptions or car subscriptions also on a private customer side. One is in general more need for mobility. In general, people are looking for more mobility. So they are looking for easy access to mobility. Secondly, there is new and fast technology development that we have not seen over the last 50 to 100 years with the whole electromobility. We see there are a lot of insecurity about how residual values will develop. We see this in high-tech goods like laptops, iPhones. If you buy today an iPhone 12, next year it will be an old technology and you need to buy a new one. So that's why people do not want to commit over 3, 4, 5 years to the same technology. So car subscription is also an easy access, as Joe has said, to try out maybe new technology. We see a lot of requests for electric cars. People do not know how much is the reach of these cars. Does it fit my needs for the daily usage? So why not trying it out in a car subscription and giving it back? And the third trend that we see is just that the customer behavior in general is changing. Customers are across different sectors and industries. They are looking for more flexibility, a larger variety of goods, and also increased convenience. And I think car subscriptions are bringing these three trends together, and therefore are the best solution or a good solution for the future.
First of all, and if there's a lease contract behind, it's still leasing. It's not a car subscription. The second is, from my point of view, cars and brands are always a single source. So we have to think about in the future where the cars are coming from. So you can buy it by the OEM, of course, then it's asset heavy, or you can use cars still in the market. So better you work with the dealers like we do and all the others here in this call do it. I'm sure that in the future, and as Joe said, the car dealers will be part of the game like they do it now, because they are the local heroes. They have the relationship to the end consumer at any time. And a car is a really complicated product. There are a lot of things to do, a lot of things to take care of, and there are so different type of cars, and the usage of a car is not as easy as we think. Just sit in and start. There are a lot of systems you can use. And so I guess also the OEMs are interested that the brand awareness will be one of the things in the future makes a difference between the OEMs.
It at least shows that EVs are here to stay. It's still growing fast, and drivers are looking for services to be to cater for needs in every single place that they want to charge. Currently, the main growth from EVs evolve from EV providers or lease companies. We see the consumer market grow, but the lease companies have the largest part in that growth. And we also see the big players and the smaller players push green mobility in Europe, also pushed by European legislation and company goals and objectives that actually the customers of the lease co's have.
Yeah, I think it's going to play a key role, a very significant role, especially also when it comes to like shared mobility opportunities, enabling digital payments. We have seen a bit of a decrease, I'd say, in demand for shared mobility solutions just because of COVID, and people were a bit more anxious to share their assets. But generally, I think it's going to pick up again.
Raiffeisen Banking Group, so we are a subsidiary basically of Raiffeisen Bank International. Our core market is the Austrian market, of course, but also like the markets of Raiffeisen Bank International. So all major CE countries where there are subsidiaries of the Raiffeisen Bank International. We basically see like the main trends you are seeing in the market. So we see in the Austrian market a lot of subscription providers coming into the market. And leasing is a very, very good product basically for enabling new technologies, especially for EVs.
Thank you, Peter, and Raiffeisen Leasing team to also come up with the different topics and the sessions that we managed to provide. I hope everyone had a very insightful afternoon. We will definitely make sure that you get connected in case you really want to connect with our colleagues at Raiffeisen Leasing or with other corporate clients that we have here as well. You're more than welcome to just send us a quick message at frankfurtptc.com, and we're more than happy to provide those connections and do those connections, as well as to the startups. We'd just like to say a big thank you also for participating, or for not only for the startups, but for the bigger companies. But for us at Plug and Play, you're all startups, just to facilitate the language. Thank you once again for joining this afternoon. And if you have any additional questions, or if you want to take conversations offline, just come to us, and we're more than happy to help. And I wish everyone a nice rest of afternoon here in Europe, or rest of the day in the US, or already a good night for those in the Southeast Asian market.